What if the energy surrounding June 26th isn't just another emotional wave, but a spiritual storm that demands your full attention? This Cancer new moon isn't a soft, nurturing lullaby. It's a charged, cosmic reckoning. The moon's alignment clashes with three major planetary forces: Saturn, Mars, and Neptune. This trio brings pressure, fire, and fog all at once. You may feel emotionally saturated, pulled between your past wounds and present uncertainties. The usual Cancerian comfort is complicated now. It's as if the universe is pulling off emotional bandages, forcing you to witness what you've suppressed or avoided. Whether you're feeling triggered, nostalgic, or confused, the message is the same: don't ignore what's surfacing. This is not just a new moon, it's a spiritual checkpoint. One that could rewire your emotional core and realign your path for the rest of the year. The tension in the air is the result of deep internal systems shifting: mental patterns, heart defenses, karmic contracts, and emotional blueprints. You're not just reacting to this energy, you're being reshaped by it. And though it may feel like chaos on the surface, there is sacred order unfolding beneath. Let this new moon show you what still hurts, where you still hold fear, and how deeply you're ready to heal. This is the moment to reclaim your emotional sovereignty, not by numbing, but by facing your truth with compassion and clarity. Moon enters Cancer, emotional ground zero. As the moon moves into Cancer, it's like the emotional tides within you suddenly rise without warning. This isn't just another lunar shift. This is the moon returning to her own temple, amplifying her power. Cancer is the zodiac's emotional womb, ruling over memory, intuition, and the hidden waters of the heart. When the moon is here, we don't just feel, we absorb. You might find yourself crying over past memories, feeling waves of unexplained longing, or craving a place that feels like home, even if it doesn't exist physically. Emotional safety becomes more important than logic, and your subconscious may be louder than ever. This is a sacred invitation to slow down and tune in. You are being called to reconnect with the most vulnerable parts of yourself: the inner child, the forgotten dreams, the parts you've neglected in the rush of survival. Cancer energy asks you to build a sanctuary within, to prioritize rest and reflection, to ask, what does my heart need right now? This is not the time to push through discomfort or intellectualize your pain. This is a moment to create softness around your wounds, to allow emotional sensitivity to be your superpower, and to remember that healing happens in safe, sacred spaces, not in the noise of the external world. New moon in Cancer, heart-centered reset. New moons are always moments of renewal, but this one in Cancer reaches into the very root of your being. It's not about chasing goals or manifesting material gains, it's about returning home to yourself. Cancer governs the foundation of our emotional bodies, our sense of family, safety, belonging, and how we nurture ourselves and others. With this new moon, you are being asked to plant seeds in the soil of your heart, to redefine what safety truly means for you, to rewrite the emotional stories you inherited, and to reclaim the parts of your identity that were abandoned for the sake of survival. This isn't just a reset, it's a rerouting. Set intentions not only with your words, but with your actions. What rituals make you feel held? What boundaries protect your peace? What emotions have been waiting to be expressed, not judged, not fixed, but witnessed? This new moon is an energetic womb, a time to go within, to trust the process of gestation, and to believe that healing can grow even in the dark. Light a candle. Write a letter to your inner child. Create a sacred space where your emotions are not only allowed, but honored. This isn't about returning to who you were, it's about finally becoming who you've always needed. Moon square Saturn. Emotional weight and karmic reality. When the moon forms a square with Saturn, emotions become heavier, more reflective, and often painfully real. Saturn is the stern teacher of the zodiac, the planet of karma, time, structure, and consequences. Under this influence, you may feel emotionally blocked, burdened by responsibilities, or judged, either by others or yourself. Old guilt, unresolved patterns, and relational pain from the past may rise like ghosts at the edge of your awareness. But this isn't punishment, it's initiation. Saturn is not here to hurt you. Saturn is here to show you what you haven't yet mastered. And right now, The lesson is emotional maturity. This is the moment to ask, have I truly integrated the lessons of my past, or am I still reacting from my wounds? You might find yourself facing the same emotional trigger from a new perspective, an opportunity to respond differently, to choose wisdom over reactivity. This square challenges you to build emotional resilience, not walls. To take responsibility for your feelings without letting them harden you. Saturn rewards growth, not avoidance. If you can be honest with yourself now, about what still hurts, what needs boundaries, and where you're still playing out karmic scripts, then this transit can be deeply liberating. You're not being tested because you're failing. You're being tested because you're ready to level up. Moon square Neptune, illusions and emotional fog. This square between the moon and Neptune may feel like being dropped into a dream without a map. Emotions are cloudy, boundaries are blurred, and the line between fantasy and reality is hard to trace. You may feel lost in memories, dreams, or romantic illusions, and while this can be beautiful for spiritual work, it's also risky for emotional decision-making. You might project your hopes or fears onto others, idealize situations, or avoid uncomfortable truths by escaping into denial or distraction. Neptune invites surrender, but it also tempts us to bypass. Instead of searching for clarity in the outside world, go within. This is the perfect time for meditation, dream journaling, spiritual rituals, and connecting with your intuition. Don't rush to solve problems or make declarations. Instead, ask, what is my heart trying to tell me beneath the noise? Use this energy to reconnect with your spiritual compass, but stay grounded. Drink water, rest, and avoid reacting on impulse. The fog will lift, and when it does, you'll be glad you didn't leap into fantasy or fear. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is wait until the emotional tide settles, and the truth rises gently on its own. Moon square Mars, emotional explosions or brave truths. This is the flashpoint of the new moon, the moment where emotional tension ignites into action, for better or worse. Mars square the moon can bring out reactivity, anger, and sudden emotional outbursts. You may feel like you're walking around with a lit match in your hand, unsure of what might trigger a blaze. But this isn't just about volatility, it's also about courage. Mars is the warrior, and in Cancer's emotional waters, this warrior fights for vulnerability, protection, and personal truth. The key is using this fire consciously, rather than destructively. If you're feeling irritated or emotionally raw, ask yourself what boundary has been crossed, what truth has been buried, or what need has gone unmet. This is a powerful moment to speak up, but only if you're speaking from the heart, not at someone else. Channel this energy into self-protection, creative action, and honest conversations, not emotional grenades. If something needs to be confronted, do it with strength and grace. Don't burn bridges you may later need. Use this heat to forge a new emotional path, one where anger becomes clarity, not chaos. Moon conjunct Jupiter, expansion, optimism, or overwhelm. This conjunction with Jupiter magnifies everything, especially your feelings. Emotions that might normally feel manageable now expand like a tidal wave, washing over every part of your consciousness. This can be inspiring or destabilizing, depending on how grounded you are. On the bright side, Jupiter brings a sense of hope, purpose, and spiritual growth. It encourages emotional generosity, faith in the future, and the courage to dream bigger. But unchecked, it can also lead to emotional exaggeration, impulsiveness, or an unrealistic view of relationships and situations. The medicine here is balanced. Let this energy lift you, but keep your feet on the ground. If you feel a breakthrough happening, a deep insight, a renewed sense of purpose, a wave of forgiveness, embrace it. Let it remind you that healing is possible, joy is allowed, and the future is not bound to your past. But don't rush it. This isn't about escaping into wishful thinking. It's about anchoring your growth in emotional truth. Take what resonates and release the rest. Jupiter wants you to expand, not escape. Let it amplify your healing, not your illusions. What it means for each element: water, earth, fire, air. Water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You are the emotional empaths of the zodiac, and this new moon will feel like a flood of truth. Your sensitivity is heightened, your intuition is sharp, and ancestral patterns may come up for deep healing. This is your opportunity to shed emotional baggage you've been carrying for generations. Don't ignore the emotional currents. Dive into them with sacred curiosity. Your dreams, gut feelings, and emotional instincts will lead the way. Let go of what's no longer yours and allow your emotional body to cleanse and recalibrate. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you're being asked to soften your grip on control and let emotional wisdom take the lead. Family dynamics, home life, and inner security may be highlighted, especially where you've built stability on shaky emotional ground. You can't plan your way through this one, you must feel your way forward. This moon may stir discomfort, but it's doing so to help you create a more authentic foundation. Balance practicality with vulnerability and allow space for both reflection and rest. You don't need to hold it all together. Let healing be a slow, sacred process. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, your natural impulse to move, speak, and act may clash with the emotional stillness this new moon requires. You may feel restless, frustrated, or emotionally bottled up. But underneath that heat is a deeper truth trying to break through. A truth about your needs, your relationships, and how you express passion. Use this time to listen before leaping, to feel before reacting. Emotional depth may be unfamiliar territory, but it holds the key to your next evolution. Channel your fire into intentional transformation, not knee-jerk reactions. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the mental clarity you usually rely on may feel clouded under this lunar fog. Emotions might not make logical sense right now, and that's okay. This is your call to slow the mind and open the heart. Stillness, silence, and intuition are your greatest allies. Allow space for gentle inquiry and emotional curiosity. You don't need all the answers, you just need to listen. Sometimes the wisdom comes after the silence. Trust that clarity will return, but for now, let the feelings speak first. Closing message: a call to emotional power. This new moon isn't just a reset, it's a reckoning. It's asking you to look at the emotional patterns that have quietly dictated your life and to decide if you're ready to break free. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something's wrong, it's a sign that something's shifting. You are not being broken down, you are being reassembled into someone stronger, softer, and more spiritually aligned. Let this be the moment you stop seeking safety in people, patterns, or places that no longer hold you. Create safety within. Build emotional strength from the inside out. You are being called back to your own sacred center. Let this new moon be the beginning of a deeper commitment to your peace, your healing, and your truth. Anchor into the heart. Listen to your intuition. And speak this affirmation every time you feel yourself wavering. I am emotionally strong and spiritually protected. Because you are. And what begins now has the power to transform your entire emotional landscape, not just for the weeks ahead, but for the life you're ready to live.